is I realized that the mental well-being of employees, especially many of them working from home, becoming more and more critical, right? In this kind of environment. Just an observation. Thank you very much.
So just to answer that question, right, I think that's a very good point that you have brought out, the mental well-being. So what we actually envision for this application, right, is that this app can be an outlet to host mental well-being engagement activities. So in the sense where currently now activities are very hard to plan, and based on the comments from the previous presentation we had, we heard that there were only one person in the entire company working on employee engagement. So in this sense, right, we hope that with this application, maybe as we go further into the year, creating mental wellness events or activities will be very easy with this new application. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for the presentation. Love the music itself. The employee engagement in terms of your app, it looks really very much of a gamification platform, right? And we all know that with gamification as a means for employee engagement, it's the freshness of the content itself that needs to be there. So whose then responsibility is the constant review and creation of new content? Has the team actually thought about this aspect?
So based on the previous presentation, right, one of the judges said one thing they liked was that we actually empowered the HODs to have this app to use so that they can create new activities. However, as what Walter has said, that the HOD definitely, it can't be just the HOD doing everything. So they definitely have to disperse it up to the managers. And probably in the future, right, employees can also jump into helping create new activities too. So it's always new, fresh activities coming in. And maybe one of the issue is that, will it be too intensive? Well, because the activities are only held bi-monthly or maybe 1 or 2 times a month, the amount of effort should be okay. It wouldn't be too or over intensive.
Yeah, and to add on, that's the reason why we also included a feedback system within our app, because the feedback system is a way for employees to give their feedback about the activities, so the activities can continuously improve. So it's like a cycle that continuously repeats and continuously strengthens this app. Yeah.
So thank you. I also enjoyed the music. It was a nice change of pace on a Saturday afternoon. And my question's not totally dissimilar to Alvin, in that I'm curious about how do you see kind of the governance of the system and the maintenance of the platform taking place, and therefore what's the role and responsibility, if any, of HR? And then the other part of my question is, how will you measure success, or how will you measure impact? What are the KPIs that you're striving for, and how are you going to measure that?
Okay, so maybe to answer the first question, we're talking about who is going to manage the app, and most importantly, who is going to maintain the app. So under the first question, right, this responsibility of governing the app, right, will actually be distributed among either the HOD or the manager, or in the future, maybe WRS can consider creating a events committee among the employees. For the part of maintenance, now, so this is a very interesting question. Previously, when we talked to Grace, right, we decided to go big. You know, we wanted to do a full-fledged web application on a laptop that you can play all sorts of virtual escape room, everything. But then we thought, okay, this is not very feasible. So we scale it down into something where simple games like charades or Draw.io could be played on this application. Thus, the maintenance, right, will not be so intensive, and it can be easily outsourced to someone else. Yeah, or it's just hire an outside vendor to actually do the application. Yeah. On the second part, on the impact part, as Walter has mentioned, we do see the first KPI that I think that we'll be able to see is the take-up rate. How many people actually go for these activities? So we did talk to Grace about the WRX activities. We are saying, hey, are your activities compulsory? And then they said, oh no, then activities are not compulsory. And most of the time, right, they actually just go ahead with planning the activity without much of this seeing of employees' preference, so on and so forth. So basically, whoever can make it on the day, just go for it. If you cannot make it, then that's too bad, lah. So we hope that with this application, right, you will actually boost up the take-up rate in the sense that now you're more engaged in the activity. You can choose what kind of activity you want to see. And most importantly is that in the case where we have a very low take-up rate, right, through the feedback system, we'll be able to see why. Why was it that maybe people didn't want to go? Maybe they found the activity too boring, the price wasn't good enough. And it's this kind of things that will help us to shape WRS Connect into a better application for WRS. Yeah.
Thank you. I think that the students answer the questions very well. I thought they were really tough questions for the students. So I just wanted to add that I think from WRS's perspective, the challenge statement pertaining to EE was really for the teams to offer solutions to empower the HODs to engage their teams. Hence, I think that would really help address some of the questions that the judges had posed to the student team. Yeah. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank
to
you.
Team Carrie. Okay, so this is the third team from the 6 final teams. Judges, should we take a 5 minutes for you to take a short toilet break while we have the next team get ready? Team Fast Sources from Nanyang Polytechnic. Okay.
Okay,
so we'll
thank you
see
very
you
much.
back in 5 minutes. Thank you. So Team Fast Sources from MP Nanyang Poly, maybe NYP, you just want to get ready or share screen. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, just checking in to see if Stephanie, King Fai, and Alvin are back with us. You see Stephanie?
Yep.
Thank you. We need another minute for the gentleman. Alvin is back. Hi. King.
I'm back.
Hi, King Fai. Thank you. Okay, so Team Fast Sources, are you ready?
Can you hear us clearly?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you.
Okay, over to you.
All right, before we start, may I invite all of you to hold your breath. Do you feel suffocated? That is HR without L&D. Good afternoon to all our esteemed guests, judges, and organizers. My name is Akmal, and with me are my teammates, Karlin, Teck Heng, Wei Chen, and KJ. We are from Team Fast Sources, and we will be speaking about taking ownership in L&D. First up, let me invite up on stage Ku Karlin.
Thank you, Akmal, so much for introducing us. Now I'll be diving into Wildlife Reserve Singapore's case statement, which is how might we inspire employees to take ownership in their own learning so that they can actively shape their own career development. So what we get from that, my team and I, is that to inspire, there must be a need and to have an exertion of effort. To take ownership in learning is whereby the employees push for learning themselves. And lastly, whereas learning is to prepare employees to creatively come up with ways to tackle not just today's issues, but tomorrow's issues. Moving on, after speaking to our mentor, here's what we found out. WRS currently utilizes 2 separate platforms for learning, and they're both used for very different things. So the learning management system, also known as the LMS, is currently used only for the submission and approval of training applications, whereas the other SuccessFactor app is used only for eLearn and currently only provides 5 basic training courses, and an example would be the cybersecurity course. So now we're tapping onto the strengths of WRS. WRS currently utilizes the 70-20-10 model to facilitate learning for employees. 70% will be OJT based, so this actually targets more for the functional aspect of the employees. Then 20% will be mentoring and coaching, 10% will be classroom learning. And then we'll dive deeper into this L&D model later in the solution, as mentoring will play a huge role. So another strength would be the specified job scope. WRS requires employees working in the functional area to possess specific skills such as zookeeping and bird handling. So my team and I, to come up with our solution, we have decided to use the appreciative inquiry method. This method is a strength-based, positive approach to leadership development and organizational change. Now, my team and I, instead of disrupting what is currently working for WRS, we will be enhancing the current roadmap initiative instead. So this method focuses on the objectives and outcomes. So this will tap into the strengths of WRS, as mentioned in the previous slide, the 70-20-10 model, and the specific job scope. So we will enhance this by bringing about customized solutions to each employee through curation of training content. From our mentor, we've also gathered that they will be implementing something new called LinkedIn collaboration into their solution. So this actually targets more for the corporate staff. And we've also heard that a lot of the employees have expressed their excitement for these new learning platforms. And so we are going to strike while the iron is hot and take advantage of the excitement for online learning. All these that I just mentioned can be implemented quickly. That's why we're using this method. So moving on, my partner KJ will be taking over to share more about our solutions. KJ?
Okay, so thank you so much to you, Karlin. So moving on to our solution. To answer our challenge statement, our solution is to develop a unite learning culture. A unite learning culture is a long-term approach to approaching our challenge statement. And all of these unite behaviors will facilitate development of the learning culture. So what exactly is this UNITE acronym about? Firstly, we have UN understanding. Employees need to understand their personal goals And WRS, as an employer, needs to help these employees to understand their personal goals by engaging in meaningful conversations with them. While this is taking place, these personal goals also have to be aligned with the company goals. And next, we move on to involvement, the letter I. There needs to be involvement in all levels, as this involvement will help in creating ownership since employees have a stake in their own learning and development plans. Next, the letter T, which stands for trust. There needs to be transparency in sharing opportunities and challenges with employees. And also, we need to trust the employees to take charge of their own learning. And of course, last but not least, with the letter E, empowerment. We need to empower employees to craft their own training and development plan in collaboration with their supervisors. So once again, all of these unite behaviors will help to develop a learning culture. A learning culture comprises 4 main points. Firstly, an open mindset. Secondly, independent quest for knowledge. Thirdly, learning directed towards goals of the organization. As well as fourth, empowerment and participation of employees in decision making. In order to help WRS to develop this unite learning culture, we recommend that they use the 3E strategy. And to continue this part of the presentation, I'm now going to bring up a very, very special guest, my team leader, Akmal.
Thank you, KJ, for bringing me back up on stage again. All right, so what are the 3 E's? The 3 E's are, firstly, enhance existing learning management system. Second of all, enrich learning opportunities through gamification. And third of all is engage current subject matter experts. And introducing to you, WRS Unite.
Okay, so now all our judges, our contestants, ladies and gentlemen, you can actually see a QR code shown on your screen. So do us a favor, take out your headphone and just scan that QR code on the screen. Once you scan that QR code, you will be able to see our WRS Unite app.
This is a live application, so do please try it out to experience our full journey.
Okay, so once again, calling out to everyone in the call, we invite you just whip out your handphone, scan the QR code on the screen, and access our WRS Unite app and follow us through as we take it on the next part of our presentation. And now, Amal, you know what everyone's downloading? I think this is actually the perfect time for WRS to implement such an app. You know why?
Why is that so?
Okay, now it's actually a very low period for the attractions industry. And therefore, by implementing this WRS Unite app, will help ensure that employees are all gainfully engaged during this period. That's why it's so awesome.
All right.
And because it's so awesome, ladies and gentlemen, take out your handphone, whip it out, scan the QR code on the screen, and follow us along as we go through this WRS Unite app. And now with that, I'm going to move on to our very first E, enhancing existing learning management system. So everyone, the WRS app that you see on your screen right now is actually an integration of 2 apps. Firstly, the current learning management system that WRS is using, as well as SuccessFactor, this other app that WRS is using. By combining these 2 apps, we're able to form a portal, WRS Unite. This portal is exclusively for WRS employees to learn easily and conveniently. So everyone, let me just take your attention and just look at my very handsome group leader here in his amazing outfit now. Okay, look at him. Amar, your
Thank
job
you very
now.
much.
Yes, handsome, right?
Yes.
Handsome,
Yes.
Okay, Amar, you are now WRS employee. Get into the zone.
All right, getting the zone.
Okay, you good?
Yes.
Okay, so as a WRS employee, how was the process of downloading this app?
Okay, my supervisors will firstly communicate with me to download the application. And for new employees, downloading the application will be part of their onboarding process. As a whole, information on the application will be used during a performance appraisal, hence making it compulsory to download. Yeah.
Hey, afternoon, Amma.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Afternoon.
So I have a problem. I recently just changed my phone and I'm not the most tech-savvy person out there.
All right.
And I heard about this new thing you have and I want to participate. So how can I do so?
All right. Hi, Madam Koo. First of all, we have road shows coming up and also learning events such as our annual learning fiesta that WRS has been doing.
I like the sound of a road show. However, I do stay quite far away. Is there any way I can participate now?
Don't worry, since we have peer mentoring program, I can help you and no worries for that also. So younger employees through social media and digitalization, it perfectly suits them. For more mature employees, incorporating roadshows ensure that the mature employees do not miss out. And lastly, peer mentorship is available and suitable for all ages.
Okay, Amma, my WRS employee, okay? Come back, WRS employee.
All right.
As employee, what is the first thing that all of you do after performance appraisal?
Okay, after my performance appraisal, first of all, I will identify my skill gaps. Second of all, sign up for courses that may or may not be backed by management. Last of all, if I don't feel that is sufficient enough, I could request courses from my own supervisor.
Now, Akmal, lucky for you and all of our WRS employees out there, WRS Unite is employees' personal learning blog, and it takes employees through the entire employee experience in learning. When employees first sign into WRS Unite, they will be asked to key in their personal career goals, after which they can sign up for courses which are already fully backed by management. So, no time wasted. Immediately can start learning and get to the importance of things. After we sign up for courses, employees will be able to view their course calendar to see what kind of courses they have signed up for. And do take note that during the course itself, there will be assessments to check that learning has been achieved. Now, of course, after completing all of these courses, employees will also be able to track what kind of course they have completed. So, Akmal, I see you're very excited. Come, okay, everyone. So let's listen to Akmal. Akmal, show everyone how do employees do this whole entire thing on the app.
All right, judges and all the viewers here. Okay, follow me, right? Click on the profile icon at the bottom of the page and scroll all the way down. There will be two options for you to either update your formal education or submit self-learn activity. This page allows us to track our training progress too, as you can see from the credit bar, and apply through, And how do we apply for this training then? Go to the Learn page by pressing on the Learn icon and apply through any 3 types of training. As mentioned, all courses are recommended and backed by the management.
Okay, so with that said, we're just going to give everyone a quick 10 seconds to try it out and look at all the different courses that we have on the WRS Unite app, okay? So just look at it, scroll through all the exciting courses that we have from all the different categories on the WRS app. And it's so easy because all of these courses are available on one app. Employees don't have to, go on different platforms and things like that. So it's very, very good because it's actually this one app access to all the learning.
I think the most important part is efficiency. So I think this app actually solves that part of the problem itself.
That's right. So, after employees, finish this entire course thing, they will be also invited to give course feedback. And of course, after learning a new skill in the course itself, employees will also need to apply the new skills onto their job. And after this entire process, employees will also need to relook their personal career goals. And if there are any existing skill gaps, employees will have to sign up for new courses or request for any new course to, fill up this existing skill gap and reach their personal career goals. Okay, so I think I've said a bit much. My brain is a bit freezing. So I think there's just one more cool function. What is it?
Okay, it's the credit system that we have, part of the gamification feature, right? So as an employee, actually, the judges, you can follow me through this. So as an employee, I can actually go to the sidebar of the portal. Okay, judges can try it first. Afterwards, click on the credits tab and you can actually see the redeemable incentives from the credit store itself.
Yeah. That's right. Like what Akmal said, this entire credit system actually ties into our second E. Our second E is to enrich learning opportunities through gamification. So when we're speaking to our WRS mentor, she actually told us that WRS employees have this problem that they have very, very limited time to learn. Therefore, we take this idea of gamification instead of incorporating the entire gamification system, which can be quite time-consuming. We are only incorporating the credit system. And of course, this entire credit system allows employees like Akmal to play and learn while earning credits to exchange for incentives. So once again, it allows employees like Akmal to play and learn to earn credits to exchange for incentives. Like what I mentioned earlier on, all these incentives and credits, all these things like that, the credits will only be credited after feedback of the course has been given. Now, credits will change based on the length and complexity of the course. And if you can see on your app, there's also this bar, this credits progress bar. That bar actually reflects how much percentage of recommended training by management has been completed. And just to give employees this extra push, all of these credits will expire after 1 or 2 years. So, okay, this is the credits part, a little bit boring. I think what everyone wants to hear, right, is what kind of incentives can people redeem?
All right, the incentives are really cool, coming from 1 day off or even chalet discounts, tourist tickets in your own country. I mean, amidst of COVID-19, this will be a great opportunity for us to visit our own WRS parks. Other than that, there will be gym and fitness memberships for those who loves to exercise, and also vouchers for those who wants to go grocery shopping or shopping in a sense. Yes,
that's right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's also this team reward system. Where employees sign up as a group and perform well on the course together, they will also be eligible for incentives as a team. So we invite you now, go onto the WRS Unite app, onto the credit store portion, and just scroll through to see what kind of incentives WRS employees are eligible for. Because at the end of the day, this entire rewards model actually helps to drive employees. And this credit system pushes employees to log in frequently. We're incentivizing positive behavior and in turn promoting it.
Not only that, we do have a leaderboard tab where employees like us could benchmark ourselves against our own colleagues or with our own colleagues. This actually promotes healthy competition and drive and inculcate the drive to continuously learn.
Okay, so we've set up all these cool functions. Let's keep up the pace. What is another cool function of the app?
Okay, another cool function of the app is the review bar or the review tab. So judges can follow me through. Click on the review tab. Click on the review tab at the bottom of the portal, and you can find feedback by customers instantaneously. Yeah, the form is actually directly linked to the application. And notice there is a search bar. If an employee wants to filter his or her own feedback, they could simply type their name down and it will show relevant feedback for them.
Okay, so let's test try now, okay? Whose name do we use? Let's use
Wei Chuan.
Wei Chuan, okay, use Wei Chuan. Okay, Wei Chuan is one of our team members. Let's use Wei Chuan. So that is W-E-I.
So judges, you can just type that W-E-I
into the search bar, okay? So once you type in W-E-I Wei Chuan, you will actually see that all the relevant customer feedback actually pops up. So this entire customer feedback system is amazing. Why? It allows employees to gather information about their skills gap from an external stakeholder. If you're like Wei Chuan and you're really, really good, you also get commended. And therefore, this commendation is a form of motivation for employees. And with that, I'm going to move on to our third and last E, engaging current subject matter experts. Currently, WRS has mentorship as 20% of their learning and development efforts. And in this case, their supervisors actually act as mentors to the employees. What we are trying to do here today is to introduce peer mentorship during on-the-job training. On top of that, we are also trying to introduce peer mentorship in the app in the form of being able to join an interest group. By being able to join an interest group, employees can actually provide constructive feedback to one another and learn from one another, thus inculcating cross-functional learning. So Amma, why don't you tell everyone, how do I join an interest group on my Unite app?
All right, as an employee myself, I will click on the groups tab on the sidebar, and you will be directed to the interest groups page. Okay, let's say I'm interested in birds, so I will join the birds enthusiast page, and I could ask questions in the forum. And an expert which will actually attend to my queries promptly. Yeah, other than that, what's better is that employees are actually working in the same environment and they will best understand work operations and challenges. So we believe that more inputs will lead us to learn more. Okay, other than that, it builds mutual trust between employees and empowering employees to become subject matter experts in their own right and encourages them to take charge of learning. Ultimately, we will set them on the path of self-actualization.
That's right, Atma. Now with that, we have sadly come to the end of our app presentation part of the presentation. Yes, he's so excited. I'm mixing up all my words already. Okay, but it's okay. Let me just quickly summarize things for every one of you so that I have a clear idea of what our groups want to achieve. So essentially, the solution our group have created is to develop a Unite learning culture. And all these Unite behaviors will facilitate development of a learning culture. Therefore, by using WRS Unite, we're able to achieve UN understanding. Employees will understand their personal goals as they're constantly updating these personal goals and thinking about how to reach their goals after each course has been completed. There's also letter I, involvement. Involvement as the entire process is employee-led. This helps in creating ownership as employees have a stake in their own learning and development plans. Next, there's also trust, letter T. We trust that employees will take charge of their own learning, and most importantly, letter E, empowerment. We're empowering employees to make personal decisions to reach their goals.
With that, let's unite and let's create a Unite learning culture and in our own companies. Thank you very much. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Fast Sauces. I like that you dressed up like you work in the zoo. Nice costume change there. So judges, any questions for the team?
I really like the enthusiasm and the energy behind the presentation. My only question was that for this app itself, it's a freeware, right? And how secured it is. If there's any, like for example, when you brought us through the compulsory module itself, it could be company specific information or company specific learning platforms. So how secure is this if you are really going to implement and use this app? Thank you.
Okay, so let me just clarify your question. You are sort of asking how secure is this app because there are actually courses that could be pertaining only to WRS, am I right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so this app that we're using during this particular presentation is actually a prototype app only. So if WRS were to actually implement it, we'll have professional data security because yes, we do agree with you. Some of these contents, especially for a big corporate company like WRS, is actually quite sensitive information. So definitely when implementing it, we'll employ professional data security. Does that answer the question?
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Any others?
Great, great presentation. Thank you. And I love how you've sort of consolidated things into Unite and the 3 E's. It's like you've already been working in HR for a while with all of the special words and acronyms. Question I have for you is one of the challenges that you mentioned, which is a very real challenge, is that employees don't typically have a lot of discretionary time to invest in learning, or they believe that they don't. And you have both, you've included both the compulsory training, management training, other training. How do you see managers and employees finding the time or creating the time in their day to incorporate the training and learning opportunities that are both required and those that are optional?
All right, this question is a very frequent question pertaining to us. So this application is first of all mobile, can use during traveling and anytime and anywhere. Other than that, don't worry, all the lectures or all the trainings are actually pre-recorded or it can be live. There will be 2 options for that. So they can actually learn through during their break or even at home when they are resting.
I can find here. I like the apps and the visual. I thought it's very appealing. And like you rightly point out, it's just a prototype, but good work. Maybe one suggestion is that you may want to incorporate by functions some of the learning roadmap that the employee need to go through, depending on where they are, so that in a way they are guided by, if you are in HR, these are some of the things that you need to do, and in a way they have some direction of where to go as well, and they won't pick up courses for the sake of just for interest, but this is something that will really help them to perform their job better. So just a suggestion.
Okay, thank you very much for that suggestion. I think it's
very
relevant.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, judges. I think the team did very well in the presentation and judges gave their good inputs already. So we will give judges a couple minutes to just build in your scores. So thank you again, Team Fast Sources. So may I have, thank you, Team People Element from Nanyang Polytechnic, get ready.
Hi judges, can you all hear
So
me?
Team People Element from Nanyang Poly will be tackling a challenge statement from Under Armour L&D. Okay, we'll stop share to let you share your screen now.
Hi, can you all hear me?
You're a little soft. Okay.
Is this volume fine?
Okay. Can you try again to speak? So let's see whether we can hear you.
Hi judges, I'm Nicholas. Is this okay?
I think you may need to speak out a little later. Okay.
Yeah. Before we start our presentation, can we get your cooperation to pin MIP People Elements Eugene Ang's screen? You should be able to see me and my team on the screen.
Judges, can you see the MYP People Element?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. King 5 says yes too.
Have you ever wondered why learning and development is important? Well, a learning and development plan acts as a roadmap for employees and helps to support their career and personal development. It helps the company to identify key roles and grow its talent to fill skills gap. Now, statistics has proven that 68% of employees say training and development is the company's most important policy. Good morning, judges and fellow teams. I am Nicholas, and here with me today are Eugene, Lita, Zhenxiang, Claire, and Jia-Yi. And today we will be sharing our findings on Under Armour learning and development with you. To start the ball rolling, we have the challenges and issues in Under Armour. In our challenges and issues, we've identified three main sections, or the three P's we call it: people, process, and product. Now, we'll be doing a role play on it, and we hope you guys will enjoy. Lita, these days the training are all so tedious. I'm so not motivated to learn at all.
It's tough for me too. My English is not even that strong. And what worse, that nobody can even help me when I encounter problems due to online training. Oh my god, I always dread online training so much. Oh yeah, anyways, talking about training, do you view the refresher training yesterday? It's so useless and boring to me.
There's training yesterday? That's news to me. I didn't see anything on Armour U.
No lah, it's on Armour U too.
It's so difficult to differentiate from so many platforms. Oh, hi manager.
Hello, I could hear from afar about your problems. Actually, I too have many problems. It's so difficult to evaluate training now across virtually, and some employees prefer using their main language other than English. By the way, Nicholas, why didn't you attend last week's training?
My Wi-Fi has been unstable. Frankly speaking, I'm not able to access it during office time.
And pause. To summarize our roleplay earlier by our talented actors, there are three main types of issues that is faced in UA currently, and we hope to tackle this in our solutions. And the three issues are people, process, and product. Firstly, we'll talk about people. There is a presence of the lack of language barrier due to the differing cultures in APAC, and there's also an absence of a platform for employees to communicate regionally. Due to the nature of work now, many companies such as UA have to fully shift work and training efforts online. Even though employees are still able to see each other virtually, we see that there's a lack of interaction, which may lead to diminished relationships in the company. Next, I'll talk about process-related issues. There's a lack of ease in accessibility in the LMS used by UA. LinkedIn Learning, Workplace on Facebook, Armour U, and Armour U2 are platforms currently used. This may come as a pain point to users, as they have many trainings to attend. When different contents can only be found on different sites, confusion may come into view, which at the end of the day will discourage learning. The use of virtual platforms now is definitely very useful for employers looking to carry on with L&D efforts online, but there's a lack of opportunities for HR to evaluate training aspects such as return of investment. From our observations, we found that all our training courses provided in UA are not exactly provided in the mother tongue languages and are provided mostly in English, which may not cater to employees who are not that proficient. For products, in countries such as India, around 50% of the population may not have access to the internet, and they may only be able to access training in their workplace. So this may be due to disruptions at home as well. And resume.
Oh, no wonder. With all these problems, how might we revise our learning and development plan to align with our 2021 HR strategy for learning and development? Let me consult with a professional.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Do not worry, I'm here to help all of you. I am Jia-Yi from ABC HR Consultancy. Let me think of ways to help your company Under Armour resolve these challenges and issues. Right, I got an idea. Let me introduce to you a solution that aims to promote 3F learning and development experience with an application called URKit. So you must be wondering what is 3F and URKit. Don't worry, let's find out together. 3F represents fruitful, fun, and friendly, which our application URKit aims to achieve. Introducing URKit. UArcade is a mobile application that aims to resolve the 3 Ps that you have mentioned: people, process, and products. Before I take you through UArcade, can I have all of you to scan the QR code that leads you to the application? Meanwhile, let me give you a short overview of UArcade. The 4 main highlights of UArcade is that, firstly, it helps motivate and spur employees' learning attitude. Secondly, it acts as a centralized platform for UA employees. Third, it encourages cohesion amongst employees from South APAC. And lastly, it overcomes the language barrier between employees. Let's explore UArcade together. UArcade consists of 8 tabs. These 8 tabs target the 3F: fruitful, fun, and friendly. The first 4 tabs, learning activities, learning materials, registered activities, and career path, targets the section of fruitful. So, how is it fruitful? Learning activities and learning materials allows employees to choose topics or trainings to attend based on their interests. It is fruitful as employees will be more motivated to work towards their goal. In addition, this also contributes to growth mindset. Previously, we mentioned about how this new application can act as a centralized platform for UA employees. The Learning Activities tab is an integrated version of UA's Facebook Live platform. This tab provides information on the upcoming live training session and also allows employees to register for training through this platform. Registered training will be reflected in the Registered Activities tab. Next, Learning Material tab. A problem mentioned previously was the lack of ease in accessibility for virtual learning. With this tab, employees are now able to pre-download training, videos, and access to videos that do not require the use of Wi-Fi. Employees are also able to leave feedback on the training or suggest training topics that they are interested in. Next would be the registered activities. All activities registered will be reflected in this app. And once users complete their training, they can leave a feedback in this section. Lastly, the main aspect of fruitful will be the career path feature. This feature counters the lack of interest and motivation to learn. This tab allows employees to fill in their career goals, and a list of recommended training courses will be generated to guide employees in achieving their goals. The feature aims to build intrinsic motivation among employees. As shown on the screen, users can enter their career goal in the tab. Once clicked, users can key in their career goal, the purpose of their goal, and rate how close they are to achieving their goal. Once submitted, a percentage will appear showing how close employees are to achieving their goal, and a list of training will be recommended to these employees. Employee empowerment is the key message we would like to send across our UA employees. Through our career path feature, we hope for employees to be able to take charge of their own learning. This information collected from the career path tab allows Under Armour to take notice of employees' preferred career options. UA is able to make use of predictive analytics to determine the possible courses based on employees' current experience level and past participation. Next, for speakers. The Speaker tab shows the description and background of all speakers who will be conducting live training. With this information, Under Armour can make use of algorithms to suggest training topics based on training topics that was chosen by employees. Okay, hold up. This conversation sounds like a long grandmother story, but don't worry, I promise that it will be beneficial. The next few tabs, Forum, Athletic Board, and Chat is the fun section of the app. Forum, which is also known as UA Forum, is a platform integrated into UArcade to encourage social learning amongst colleagues. This platform allows employees to stay anonymous, as based on the feedback given by our UA mentor, Ian. He mentioned that employees might be shy or afraid to voice out their opinions. So with this feature, they will be able to openly share their thoughts and give the company feedback on what to improve on. Through further refinement, we will be able to embed our forum fully into UArcade, allowing employees to access the forum through the app. I will now be passing my time now to Eugene from ABC HR Consultancy to take you through the UA forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Jia. In our first category, employees of UA will be able to keep up to date with the latest announcements through the virtual bulletin board. Our main highlight of UA forum is our inquiry category, where employees can clear any doubts they may have on their jobs. People who are less proficient in English can also ask away in the native language of their choice, and their colleagues can also chip in if they understand what they are talking about. If a question is posted, the user will automatically gain 1 athletic point. Users will be able to respond to questions that they know, and if it's useful, other users can also follow and like the post or comment, which will also count towards athletic points. So hey, why don't we just interview a UA teammate who has used UA forum before? Hi, how has UA forum helped you?
Actually, I encountered a problem recently in having confidence in presenting to clients, and I took it upon myself to go to the UA forum to ask my fellow UA teammates. It just happened that Lita from UA Malaysia saw it, and she was generous enough to share with me that she usually applies a 5-step rule onto the presentation. Additionally, she has also told me to use UArcade, and this is really useful, and to reach out to her on the chat if I still require any help. So her comment, I believe that her comment is extremely helpful to me. Hence, I gave her a thumbs up, and we have been chatting on UForum ever since then.
Thanks for sharing. This platform helps promote fun as employees are encouraged to ask and respond to questions posted by their colleagues all around APAC. This helps to encourage social learning, which can encourage knowledge recall and to foster a team culture, as employees will feel united through similar experiences. This also helps to satisfy the self-esteem and self-actualization needs and promote a fun experience, as athletic points earned can promote extrinsic motivation, where prizes can be given to top monthly scorers. Department competitions can also be conducted to boost competitiveness and participation. Intrinsic motivation will also be present, as employees with a growth mindset will want to constantly improve and ask questions while helping others in return. Overall, it allows employees to learn in a low-stress and low-cost environment. A friendly feature of our forum is Coffee Talk, where employees can talk to each other regionally, which can contribute towards friendliness, as they will be able to talk to colleagues of different countries informally about life or even organize impromptu gaming sessions. Now, I will pass my time over back to Jia to talk about the remaining tabs of UArcade.
Hi, I'm back. Doesn't the forum sound fun to you? Let's move on to the next tab, Athletic Board. Athletic Board is a system that incorporates the athletic points employees can earn from the forum. As mentioned by Eugene above, athletic points will be given to employees who ask or answer questions. The athletic boards will be refreshed monthly to increase competitiveness, and rewards will be given to the top 3 scorers monthly. Finally, on to the last tab, the chat function. The chat function aims to promote work-life balance. For instance, employees may have 2 separate phones for work and personal purposes. These features aim to segregate the 2 platforms, allowing employees to communicate work-related topics on another platform. To sum up the 3 F of UArcade, the fruitful experience can come from a journey in which UA employees embark on. Materials are provided to ensure that employees are well equipped. This phase associates with the Maslow hierarchy of needs, whereby the company addresses the different needs of employees from physiological needs to self-actualizational needs. Next would be the fun aspect of UArcade. Based on research, by making learning fun through gamification, it increases the level of knowledge retention, creating a positive experience that impacts employees' memory. Lastly, friendly. UArcade is a user-friendly platform. It has a simple user interface in which employees can navigate seamlessly through their mobile devices. Before I end off this presentation, I hope that you'll always remember the 3 F: fruitful, fun, and friendly. Repeat after me: fruitful, fun, and friendly. With that, I have come to the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, People Element from MYP. So, judges, any questions for our team?
Thank you. I think you all did a really, really nice job. And I like the 3 Fs, and those actually kind of lead into my question, which aren't dissimilar from prior questions. But I'm interested in how you incorporate and the thinking around how you incorporate the company's objectives with all of this. So kind of how do the company's objectives get incorporated? How is it managed and governed? And how do you measure success?
So I personally believe that the company's objective can be measured through the training issued. So on the app, right, we have employees are given the choice to choose which courses they want to attend, which training courses they want to attend. So for example, if the company wants to focus on, let's say, a specific topic, then the company could have invite speakers on that specific topic, and they'll be using that. So we'll use the use of data analytics to track usage. We'll collect metrics to ensure high take-up rates, and it will be all on the main page of the app. So does this answer your questions?
Yeah, I think so. So you're saying that the company will kind of push the content or the objectives that they want employees to uptake and to engage with. Okay.
I guess it's a prototype that you all have developed on your own. It's not something existing under UA.
Okay, so for this prototype, it will be under UA, but for this is our prototype, which we aim to incorporate the 3 learning platforms that UA currently have, which is ArmorU, ArmorU2, and Facebook Live. So the purpose of this app is to make sure that employees are able to access to all the learning materials from that 3 platforms into one app. So it will be easier.
No, so if it's a prototype that you have developed on your own and not an existing one, I would like to commend the team. Good effort. We incorporated a lot of very useful features, right? Including one of the comments which I gave earlier, which is a learning roadmap in a way for those that aspire to be in a certain position. So good job, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, King Fai. Alvin, any comments?
So my only question here is that it seems that the content is being pushed, right? What about content that is like, for example, if you are, it seems that this whole entire app is actually very much of a self-directed learning platform and empowerment. If I come across something interesting, is there an application or point of that I could actually voluntarily submit certain information itself so as to empower my rest of my colleagues itself? And that's something an element that in terms of how people learn going forward itself, it's something that it's people do volunteer and share information or videos, short articles that they come across. So I thought that's something that could also be considered.
Thank you, Alvin. So I think that's something for the students to consider, to possibly have maybe a feedback in your prototype for employees to submit if they find any good learning programs. Okay, so thank you very much, MYP People Element. Thank you. Now we are down to our final team for today. So we're going to give the judges a minute to just tabulate your scores. So the final team we have with us, Team Powerhouse from Singapore Polytechnic, and they'll be tackling a recruitment statement from Volt International. Team Powerhouse, are you here?
Yes, we are here.
Great.
Okay.
Okay, just hang on. Maybe you want to try your share screen first, make sure it works. Okay, we'll just give the judges a little bit more time, make sure they are okay, then we will start, okay? Hang on, please. Okay. Judges, okay? Good, thank you. So, Team Powerhouse, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready.
All the best. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Lovely afternoon, Mr. Goh, Ms. Nash, Mr. Wong, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cherise, and with me is Hester, Kenneth, Joseph, Faith, and Jiawen, and we are representing Team Powerhouse from Singapore Polytechnic. As shared earlier, this is our challenge statement. Identifying and attracting talent to vote to become consultants is a challenge. How then can we make vote an employer of choice so experienced consultants at competitors or industry professionals will want to explore a career opportunity with us? The main focus here is making vote an employer of choice, and their target candidates are experienced consultants. Our presentation will revolve around these characters: Adrian, our persona, and Jiawen, Kenneth, myself, Hester, and Faith representing vote.
Hello everyone, I am ambitious Adrian. Allow me to give a short introduction of myself. I'm an experienced consultant working for Michael Page. I'm passionate about gender equality and mental health awareness. I want to work in an organization that provides me with career advancement opportunities and aligns with my personal beliefs. Of course, like other consultants, I'm also very motivated by an attractive rewards system. Currently, I'm looking for leadership opportunities to broaden my perspective and to showcase my leadership potential. I hope to find meaning in the work I do, even if it means being in a high-stress environment. Hey Jiawen, I heard you got a job recently. Why don't you share more about it?
Oh yes, I'm currently working at Vote, a workforce solution provider with 35,000 employees across 85 offices worldwide. And our Singapore office is actually the headquarters of the Asian Pacific region. Our company's tagline is Expert Momentum, meaning that we are committed to taking businesses and people forward. At the same time, we aim to accelerate our employees' career progression. Our Singapore office is made up of about 20 consultants with a male to female ratio of 6:4, ranging from 25 to 35 years old.
Oh, I see. For Michael Page, we have a strong employer branding culture as seen from our career page. We often promote corporate social responsibility and emphasize on employee well-being through benefits, career progression, and rewards. My friend from Hayes told me that they focus on promoting health and well-being to their employees. Hayes has a culture of transparent communication and is credited by LinkedIn to have the best company page. So Jiawen, being in the consulting industry, does Vote face challenges in attracting experienced consultants?
Of course. Currently, we face three main challenges. Firstly, there is a high competition for top talents in the market. Successful consultants will not change jobs from competitors to Vote if they are already successful in a competing company. Secondly, there are similar reward policies across the consulting industry. Consultants do not see the difference between these companies and Vote. As such, we struggle to make ourselves look different to be seen as an employer of choice. Lastly, Vote's recruitment process consists of multiple rounds of interviews with no structured interviewing process. This could be time-consuming and may lead to a poor recruitment experience. To visualize this for you, here is our SWOT analysis. For strengths, Vote promotes autonomy for their experienced consultants. This allows us to direct our career in a way for quick career progression. We are also encouraged to go for programs like international assignments. However, because Vote is a mid-sized firm in APAC, it means that we cannot compete with larger firms for resources. To add on, in terms of social media or websites, our online presence is comparably weaker than others. However, there are a few opportunities we can still leverage on. As mentioned earlier, we can take a chance to improve our communication on our EVP. This way, we will be able to differentiate ourselves from other competitors. Next, we can improve our current recruitment process to allow for a more seamless and positive recruitment experience. Another thing that we noticed is our parent company in Europe actually pushes for CSR initiatives. Hence, Vote Singapore can align our CSR initiatives with that of Europe's. Lastly, there are certain threats we might face. As mentioned in our benchmarking, our competitors make use of more effective employer branding strategies, which means that we have to put in more emphasis on our EVP in order to stand out as employer of choice. There are similar reward models across the industry, making it difficult for Vote to offer attractive compensation for candidates. Of course, all of us would like to join a company that is employer of choice. In order for us to draw experienced consultants like you, Adrian, we need to become an employer of choice, also known as EOC. As such, we have come up with a three-phase model: engagement, opportunity, and co-alignment. Our HR team, led by Kenneth, will share with you more.
So Adrian, to combine all our ideas into a single solution for our implementation, we came up with a user journey map for consultants like you. In the engagement phase, we understand you are constantly seeking for more opportunities to advance your career and develop your portfolio. We will reach out to you through a comprehensive platform to let you know what you can expect should you choose to join us. For this phase, the team will revamp Vote's career page to emphasize on our employee value proposition. Once you know more about our EVP, you will be more interested to be a part of the Vote family. At this point, you will be waiting for a job opening that fits your interests and abilities. Upon finding a suitable job opening, you can grab the opportunity and apply for the role through a unique recruitment experience called the applicant experience. This will create a positive impression, so you will look forward to joining us. When you score the role with Vote, this would bring us to our last phase, co-alignment. Here, you can achieve a job interest alignment to increase your job fulfillment working in Vote. We strive to understand the social affiliations of our employees, and hence, we are proposing corporate social responsibility initiatives. Our first phase, engagement, aims to excite potential consultant talents like you into joining our Vote family. Our successful recruitment strategy includes creating an impactful career site, as job seekers like yourself will definitely visit our careers tab for insights on what it's like working for us. Statistics from LinkedIn show that 75% of job seekers considers an employer's brand before even applying for a job, and 52% of candidates first seek out companies' sites and social media to learn more about an employer. This shows the importance of an attractive career page for potential consultants to obtain information to make an informed choice before joining us. We will now have a demonstration of our prototype, a revamped career page. Please scan this QR code or click the link in the meeting chat into your mobile or desktop to have a look at our prototype. For best viewing experience, do view it on desktop or in desktop mode while on mobile. As you enter the website, do click on the Join Vote tab and keep the website open, as we will be bringing you through the site throughout the presentation. So, based on our research, we found some characteristics of what an impactful career site should consist of and included them in our revamped career page. If I may bring your attention back to the Join Vote page that I have asked you to enter earlier, we have included a page dedicated for a new recruitment video, employee testimonials, the Vote team, as well as to show the live at Vote, which allows job seekers like you a reason why you should join us. For our culture, our CSR programs, and an immersive new applicant experience. Our second phase is opportunity. The aim of this phase is to offer you a unique recruitment experience with us. According to Deloitte, 87% of candidates say a great recruitment experience can change their mind about a company they once doubted. So, what does all this mean for us? Candidates are affected by the recruitment and interview process and want an experience that is positive, that can make an impact in their overall decision making. In the company introduction stage of the new applicant experience, we can include snippets of an office tour such as shared spaces to allow potential candidates to understand our workspace, an introduction to the key figures in the Vote Singapore team for candidates to better understand the environment and culture of diversity in Vote even before you join. This allows applicants like yourself to get a realistic job preview to understand if you are a right fit even before joining us. So, how do we benefit from this? This will actually help us improve the HR metric of offer acceptance rate, as it increases the probability of candidates accepting a job offer from us if you understand what sort of role you are signing up for. Overall, allowing us to hire only the best candidates. Allow me now to bring your attention back to the revamped career page on our screen. Under the Join Vote tab, click on the Live at Vote page. Candidates will be greeted by Vote's new recruitment video, which shows what life is like working in the company, including our company's values. After watching the recruitment video, candidates can click the button Join Us Now, where they will be brought to a page featuring our new applicant experience. Here are the 5 steps that the candidate would take for a whole new applicant experience, consisting of 3 rounds. After submitting the resume on the website, they will be required to submit a recorded video interview immediately after. The recorded video interview submission will be part of the career page, where applicants are required to record a video based on the questions shared and upload it right into the page. It enables you to showcase your charisma and for us to identify if you are the right fit for us. We can also assess your soft skills, such as communication and critical thinking, without having to allocate 30 to 60 minutes of time just to screen you, thus increasing efficiency. Applicants are also able to re-record their videos and submit their best takes. Now, do click on Proceed at the bottom of the page to submit the video. Upon submission, you will be sent to a thank you page as you have completed the first round of your application. You will now need to await the hiring manager's review of the videos. After the applicants have completed round 1 of the new applicant experience, their details will be included in our applicant tracking system that we collected in the resume submission page. In our applicant tracking system, we will engage the applicants with customized materials based on their industry. For example, sending articles on emerging HR trends to HR practitioners and sending blockchain-related news to those in the finance industry. After the submission of the video, the hiring manager from our side will have to review them and identify the best potential candidates to move through the selection process to complete the psychometric game-based assessment. Here is how the series of psychometric assessments will look like on the revamped career page. Applicants will be redirected to the Talent Games site to complete the psychometric assessments. According to a survey done by Talent LMS in 2019, 78% of candidates view a company as more desirable when game elements are present in the recruitment process. The psychometric game-based assessments help us consider the skills, competencies, and the personality type to perform in the job, allowing us to assess the candidate's suitability, thus boosting our branding. Upon understanding the key benefits of the gamified psychometric assessments, the next important issue to discuss is who we should collaborate with. Among all the solution providers in the market, we chose the Talent Games. They enable us to customize the games based on our needs or simply subscribe to the C-Factor assessment platform, where we can select the most relevant assessment tools from the existing library to create the perfect, ready-to-play game that specializes in millennial recruitment. A survey was conducted on 7,000 students who played C-Factor games to understand their experience. It was revealed that 91% said the game reflected real work situations, and 80% agreed that the game was relevant to the position they applied for. With these numbers, we are confident that this investment that we make will be worthwhile. In fact, for every 100 candidates that go through the psychometric assessment, this is how the Talent Games would add to our recruitment process. The games would save recruiters 160 hours on potential candidates, which in turn amounts to saving $5,000. Applicants are predicted to increase by 200%, and in terms of employer branding, the game will allow us to showcase our workplace environment and company culture. With a new selection model, the applicant experience could be greatly enhanced. From the video introduction to the gamified psychometric test, we reduce the number of face-to-face interviews and replace them with engaging activities. We move away from the traditional recruitment process, offering a unique way to improve our engagement, thus improving our employer branding. Let me now allow SHRI, my HR manager in charge of our corporate social responsibility, to share more on our co-alignment phase.
Thank you, Kenneth. We will now look at the final phase of our deliverable, co-alignment. The aim of this phase is to offer you an alignment of your career goals with your personal affiliations. Based on our research from Deloitte, 67% of employees prefer to work for socially responsible companies, and 38% are more likely to stay with an employer for 5 years if they support the local community. This shows us how important a company's social actions impact its overall employer brand, and we can build on it to attract more candidates. It will be good for us to have an ongoing partnership with Minds Employment Development Centers to help place those with mental disabilities into job placements. Based on research on Deloitte's Global Millennial Study, millennials seek social affiliations with mental health awareness. This will align closely with job seekers' interests. With its CSR initiative, Vote employees will be able to leverage on their current skill set and expertise of providing job placement solutions to make a positive impact on the society. Consultants will have a sense of meaning and purpose in their roles, and in turn, increase their job fulfillment. Vote should position ourselves as a platform for consultants to use our expertise to improve the lives of others. Our consultants can work with Minds Training Development Center to provide training not only for Minds clients to trial jobs, but also to train the potential employers on understanding the challenges faced by them, since our consultants understand what the market demands are. This will also help raise greater awareness of those with special needs outside of our organization, hence improving our overall branding as a company that leverages on our employee strengths to benefit the community. This program will satisfy our consultants, our clients, and the community. So Adrian, what do you think about our EOC model?
Wow, that sounds amazing. However, I'm just a little curious. How sustainable is this model?
Hi, Adrian. I'm glad you asked. In terms of sustainability of our solution, we come up with a table reflecting all the costs that our company will incur while implementing the solution. Under the revamped career page, there will be costs to maintain the website. Vote can incur $300 a month for a 12-month contract where the website can be updated for an enhanced user interface or even ensuring that pages are mobile optimized. Under the applicant experience, there are two costs. The cost for producing the recruitment video, and secondly, the cost for the psychometric game-based assessments. The price of a corporate recruitment video will include script development costing around $5,000, with additional special effects costing more. The cost of the psychometric game-based assessments will cost minimally $9 per user per month. Do note that this will not be costly for Vote, as it will only allow a selected pool to proceed to round 2 of the applicant's experience to complete the psychometric game-based assessment after the recorded video interviews have been reviewed. For our CSR, our main cost will come from screening applicants for the job, equating to about $135 per candidate. This cost does not include the whole recruitment process. And finally, there will be costs incurred for the applicant tracking system as well. From our benchmarking of various applicant tracking system softwares, it would cost about $5,300 to $6,700 per year for a team of 20 employees. Now, at a first glance, these costs may seem high, but the experience and engagement of applicants and employees is quintessential to improving our employer branding, and that is priceless. As discussed earlier, all three deliverables, building Vote's career page, offering a unique recruitment experience, and helping employees to find purpose in their work, will improve Vote's employer branding. With better branding, more experienced consultants will be interested to explore a career opportunity with us, and we can expect more job applications. This then leads to an increase in successful candidates, in turn providing us with more opportunities to add onto the success stories on our website, further boosting our credibility. With more applicants participating in our recruitment process, we can have a better understanding on how we can improve our recruitment and candidate experience. If we take a close look, this is a sustainable model as it's an endless cycle of improving the candidate's experience with us. This would improve our branding and attract our ideal candidates, experienced consultants. By adopting the EOC solution, we will have many opportunities to create a more informative and enticing webpage to attract our targeted audience. The applicant experience can be expanded throughout the Asia-Pacific region. Being the HQ in APAC, Vote Singapore can share our expertise and experience with the offices within APAC. Annually, there can be a focus group discussion with the Vote Singapore team to identify what are some social causes that they have a greater affiliation with. With that, the CSR can be scaled to include activities that matter to employees, thus improving our employer branding. Now, to wrap up, Team Powerhouse sees unlimited potential in Vote and the industry. The world is VUCA, the future is uncertain, and we believe that agility is the key to transformation. There is so much untapped potential that can power Vote even further. For example, partnerships with professional institutes is something we can explore in the future to entice more industry professionals to come to Vote. With that, engaging experienced candidates will provide Vote with an opportunity that co-aligns with their social affiliations.
So Adrian, who is your employer of choice now?
Definitely Vote! With that, we will end our presentation. Thank you, judges, for your kind attention.
Thank you. What a good employer branding. So now I think I also want to join Vote. I'm just kidding. I think my boss will kill me. Okay, so judges, any questions you have for the team?
So I'm happy to go first. Well done. Thanks, guys. Maybe two questions from my end. I think one of the things that we heard about is when prospective employees find you on the site, the nature of the experience that they have and what they learn about the Volt brand will be compelling. Have you thought about how you will find the prospective candidates to then bring to your site? And then the other question that I have, which is kind of related, is how have you thought about differentiating Volt from other employers, because you're also looking at the seasoned or the experienced hires, and in some cases they may be reluctant to leave the company that they're with because they have longer loyalty and tenure. But it may also be harder to attract because the strong consultants will have multiple opportunities at that experienced level.
Okay, thank you for your question. So maybe I'll start off with the first question being, how do we actually find prospective candidates? So for our model, it starts very small because right now, Volt doesn't have a huge company size. So what we intend to do is that we will promote our existing successful Volt employees. So we'll post their success stories, and we tend to do it in, we hope to do it in a word of mouth marketing. So we will, this will generally start to expand when more and more candidates start to apply. And just like one of my just like what Hester shared earlier on, we will go on a sustainable model because it will go on in a snowball effect. So it will start small, but it will generally start to go bigger and bigger in terms of its scale. And if I were to move on to your second question about how do we differentiate it, as mentioned earlier on, we would like to, what Volt can offer that their competitors couldn't is that we actually promote a lot of autonomy, and we actually, Volt will allow a career progression. So maybe I'll just give an example. When we interview Volt employees, so two of them specifically, actually most of them, they told us that the very reason why they joined here is because it allows them to expand their experience and they get more opportunities to go into a larger market. So initially when they're at a competitors, company, although they are relatively larger in size, but then when they want to do a particular thing, they have to go through multiple rounds of approval before their decisions can be officially approved. But then when they join Volt actually entrusts their employees in terms of empowerment, and this will actually allow them to make more decisions that will impact Volt and their individual decisions on a larger scale. So this will actually entice experienced consultants to want to join them because of the autonomy that they receive.
If I may add on to like the first question that you asked, Ms. Nash, about how candidates will actually find out about our website. Actually, Volt, all their consultants have a very established LinkedIn page, their own personal LinkedIn page that's very established, and it's actually linked back to their Volt LinkedIn page. So we were thinking that we can leverage on their Volt LinkedIn page and add their website there. So if anybody is interested to join Volt, they actually can, and they find them on LinkedIn, they actually can be linked to their website and they can find out more from the website as well. Yes, I hope that answers your question.
Maybe I just want to add some comments similar to what Stephanie has mentioned. I think you have to bear in mind the market that you're in, right? You're in a consultancy business and you're looking at recruiting experienced consultants. So honestly speaking, the higher you are, very unlikely they will go in and look at your webpage, go through that video presentation process, right? It's an interesting process, right? But you must know the market that you are targeting. So if you are looking for experienced people, high chance they won't be out there looking for a job. You will probably have to be a bit more proactive rather than reactive. Now, what I see is very much reactive. You post something in your website, you expect the experienced consultant to go in and engage and apply for the jobs and things like that and find more about the company, right? So probably you want to be a bit more proactive in going out into the market if you want to recruit experienced people like that, right? So most of them will probably not be looking for jobs. You have to make them know that what is out there in the market for them in Volt itself. What do you have to offer? So I think it would be the other way around, rather than just to be very reactive. So those are my comments.
Thank you. We'll take note of that.
Thank you, King Fai and Stephanie. Alvin, anything else to add for the team?
No, I think King Fai asked the last question, and I resonate. My question actually resonates with what King Fai said about the video itself, especially for the more senior hires itself. Many might not be very comfortable just to do a video shoot and post it along, right? Not knowing how secure that's going to be and whether it's going to be sent out across or being leaked out. I think that's a major concern. Not many in this room are TikTok crazy fans. Put it that way. At the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Alvin. So Team Powerhouse, thank you very much for your presentation. Now we'll leave the judges to tabulate this last group of scores. So we have come to the end of the 6 teams presentation. So finally, we will be actually announcing the results later on. So it has been a very intense session. We would like to extend special thanks to our student teams and judges for the hard work. Now, before we get into the next segment of the event where we have planned a panel discussion, can I just request for everyone that we have with us now to turn on your cameras? We're going to just take a group shot. Actually, we had wanted to do one early this morning, but we were too caught up with a lot of technical issues. We completely forgot about it. Really sorry. So we would like to capture one now with all the participants that we have with us. Can I request for everybody to turn on your camera? It's, after all, our first virtual hackathon, so as many of your faces as we can capture, we would really appreciate it. So can everybody turn on your cameras? If not, I'll start calling names, If you don't want me to call on your name, then you turn on your camera, okay? Okay. I'm gonna give another minute for everyone to just turn on your cameras. Okay, we have many participants with us, so we need a couple of shots because we have like 5-6 pages in terms of the gallery view. Okay. Let me just check. Make sure everyone has your camera on. Those not very ready, quickly get ready. Have your cameras turned on. If not, I'm going to start calling names, especially students. Oh, hi, Brian. I see you walking. Okay. Okay, can everyone turn on your camera? Thank you. Okay, I think in the first page we have almost everyone. Only one, SUSS. Okay, it's okay. We're going to take the photo now. Can everyone look into the camera? Okay, ready? Smile. Okay, that's the first page. Hang on, we are going to the second page. Okay, second page. Everybody, big smile. Okay, one more time, smile. Good, thank you. Now we are moving to the third page. I see I see a lot of people in the third page not turn on their cameras. A few have, but a lot are not. Okay, we managed to capture already. No worries. It's fine. I think some of them may not be here with us actually. Okay, so thank you very, very much for cooperating. We're done with the photo taking. We'll take another round with our panelists later on during the panel discussion. And then when we announce the winner's presentation, we will also do another round of photo taking. So very exciting. I have not looked at the scores yet. I will later on. So once again, thank you to all the student teams. Congratulations for those who have made it to the final 6 teams. And thank you to our judges for all your hard work. 2 hours of presentation, also not easy. The morning segment had almost 3.5 hours. So now we're going to move into this next segment for the panel discussion. Okay, so while teams are tabulating the results, okay? Sorry, just give me 1 second. Okay. So our judges, can I just check with you? Are you all right with your scores? Do you need me to give you another minute or so before we move into the panel discussion? If you are okay, give me a thumbs up. Stephanie's good. King Fi's good. Alvin's good. Thank you so much. All right, so the panel discussion topic that we chose today is the workforce 2021, right? It's a very current, very trendy topic, very in line with the theme of the HR Hackathon as well. And definitely a topic of interest to everyone, and especially students who may be entering the workforce very, very soon. So for all the participants who have just joined us this afternoon, before I introduce the panelists, just to let you know, if you have any questions later on during the panel discussion, please feel free to type them into the chat box. Or if you like, you can turn on your mic to ask the question, but please identify yourself. Let us know who you are so the panelists know as well, okay? So today we are very delighted to have invited industry leaders to share their experiences and expertise with us. So may I once again welcome our moderator, Alvin Goh, Executive Director, SHRI, panelists, Sean Tan, HR Director, SEA from Under Armour, Stephanie Nash, Co-Creator, Chief People Officer, Thrive HR Exchange, and Wong King Fai, Head of HR from Maybank, to the discussion. Okay. Hello, Alvin. Hello, Sean, Stephanie, King Fai. Hello again.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us again, Sean.
No problem. Hello. Hi, Stephanie, Alvin, King Pai. Hi, Sean.
Okay, over to you, Alvin. I'm going to hand the session over.
So thanks, judges and students, for a whole day of events and activities itself. I think just off my head, very quickly as we move into the panel discussion, I think all of us can agree that the quality and standards are very, very high, and I'm not so looking forward to the washout and on deciding later on. But anyway, let's get on with the more interesting discussion that we are going to go into. So number one, maybe, as we all know that COVID itself has actually caused a lot of disruptions in the workplace, and technology itself has also been moved and thrust into the forefront of for many businesses itself. So maybe the first question really is, how different is the workplace in 2021 going to be from 2020 this year itself? And perhaps maybe I could direct that question to my ex-boss, all right, my buddy King Fai from Maybank itself.
Hey, thanks, Alvin. I think most of you know that most big organizations have BCP plans to deal with many kind of unforeseen circumstances and situation. And a pandemic situation was actually one of them. I say was because every one of us thought our plan was so well planned, so well prepared. But when COVID really came, I think we have to really kind of like really throw our plans away and deal with it very totally different from what we have planned for. So a lot of the things that we have seen in the last few months, when we talk about work from home, we never expect that we're going to have maybe 70-75% of our population working from home at the very beginning, right? And suddenly we have to make sure that our technology is there,
people have the laptop, they have the system access and things like that. And initially, when we were talking about even split operations, we thought we have the luxury of time to say, okay, move this person out, and then after that, you can move another team in and things like that. But unfortunately, I think what has really humbled us from this COVID-19 experience is that the things were moving so fast that it doesn't wait for you, right? To put all these plans in place, and whatever good plans or perfect plans that we had earlier, it actually wasn't as well prepared as we thought we were. So things like masks at the very initial stage, everybody was scrambling for it. Thermometers, everybody scrambling for it. Laptops, okay, until the providers have to tell you there's a 3-month wait and things like that. So a lot of the things were unprecedented. So I think if you were to look at 2021, how is it going to be different from pre-COVID-19 days? I think it's going to be pretty much the same as what we are experiencing now, okay, at least for 2021. Of course, moving ahead in the future, I guess what you're going to see is that you're going to see more and more people working from home, right? Whether on a full-time basis or on a hybrid basis. You're going to see more split operations. You're going to see more co-working space, more sharing of space. You're probably going to see a bit more satellite offices as we are going to move out from one central location and split our operations into more areas as well. So those are the things that I can see in the foreseeable near future. What's going to happen? Of course, with that, a lot of the things have to be very technology enabled. Many of us has actually brought forward our digital plans by many years, right? So sometimes we thought, hey, maybe we have the luxury of time to digitize a lot of things. But because of COVID-19, it actually forces organizations to bring forward a lot of this kind of digital improvement or a lot of the technology enabled functions as well. Alvin, so from our perspective, I think that's what happened.
Great. Now, before I move on, I want to also hear from Sean itself. Sean, Under Armour, right? Other than the corporate functions itself, retail, right? How has it been for you, and how do you see retail going on in 2021? Taking for example, most of the companies like Baba, JD.com, all showing signs during this period that retail has really moved online itself. And how would that 2021 be for the retail space, given the fact that a lot of consumers are also moving on to the online purchases itself?
Right. So I believe that we can talk about this from two fronts. One, obviously, from the company perspective, when we look at teammates and look at our colleagues. So I believe that safety and health remain our top priority moving towards next year. I mean, obviously, we have to be very compliant with government regulations. Having said that, we also need to take a look at how safe is it for our retail teammates, our frontliners, to operate within that safe environment. For the business financials, it's again another strategic approach to take on that, because with COVID, still, we don't see any visibility in terms of when COVID would end. That would mean that even if retail stores are open, the footfall, the traffic will be low. So that has accelerated the rise of e-commerce marketplaces, and I think a lot of retailers some of the more traditional ones are actually finding themselves struggling to move towards that. So in order to really survive and to do well during COVID time, I do believe that retailers will have to adopt an omni-channel strategy in order for us to sustain. Retail stores will still remain because you still want to experience, but from that angle, e-commerce is now definitely a fundamental pillar of a sales channel, because in the past they may think that, okay, this is just a complementary kind of sales channel to supplement your brick and mortar stores, but right now it has become the opposite because COVID hit. So I think from that perspective, it will kind of shape the retail landscape largely.
Right. Thanks, Sean. Thanks. I really like the fact that you brought up, the safety and health of our employees, and also I think King Fai was also alluded to that in terms of split ops, having satellite offices itself. I think companies itself going forward itself will need to actually balance between economic health of their organizations and as well the physical health of their employees, and I think that's something that all of us struggle with. But before I move on to the next question, I would really like to hear from Stephanie as well. Steph, your views on what you are we seeing in terms of 2021 from a more regional and perhaps maybe from a more global perspective as well, given the TRI platform has also been something that is very been advocating on that front. Steph.
Thanks, Alvin. I think it's very similar to what we heard from both of the others, but I think what I would say for 2021 is just a lot of new. I think that 2020 was a lot of change and a lot of surprises and a lot of adjustment. And in 2021, we're going to see that carry forward. We're going to continue to see new skills be required that we didn't have before. So for example, in the HR space, it's wellness advisors and depth of experience around working with managers on very challenging issues that they hadn't experienced before. It's skills around understanding the use and misuse of data and the risks associated with that, and really emphasizing health and safety, which came up. We're talking about new jobs. Today is a great example. We've all learned Zoom over the last nine months or so. So new jobs such as Zoom producers are now becoming commonplace in organizations, and how we used to have event planning and the types of roles there quite different. We're going to see new employees. So we have more freelancers, more gig. We have more people who had retired from the workforce are coming back into the workforce. We're seeing employees, so earlier in career students who are now combining working with their education, and therefore the traditional I go from school to uni to grad, that pathway is potentially changing. New employers, of course, so new startups, new spin-offs, new industries, new types of companies that are emerging. And then of course, new ways of working. So we've found all of these different forms of automation to enable different processes and products that we have in place. And we will continue to see how those new ways of working will take form. So from having been in traditional workplaces where people are co-located, to then everybody going remote, or as many going as much as possible, and then finding what that hybrid environment is going to be, recognizing that hybrid will look there is no one hybrid. It will look very different depending upon the demographics of your workforce, the industry, the markets in which you operate, etc. So there's going to be a lot of not only change, there's going to be new design, new ways of working, and all of that is really underpinned because of the uncertainty that's been created in 2020 in particular, and the newness that we're going to continue to experience into 2021. We need to recognize that the platform that we as HR professionals or potential HR professionals or managers, heads of departments are working in is really underpinned by high levels of insecurity and uncertainty that our workforce, irrespective of age, tenure, experience, education, economic environment, everybody's feeling a level of insecurity that they haven't felt before. So it makes it a fragile and challenging environment.
Yeah, thanks for that, Steph. I think it is so rightly put in terms of this year we have seen a lot of change, and next year we are going to see a lot of new. Right. On that note itself, I'm not going to let you go so easily, Stephanie. So on that note, you brought up a very interesting topic for 2021. A lot of new things is going to happen, new ways of working, new gig economy is going to come up, new freelancers, we are seeing more people coming back to the workforce and so forth, and new startups. But one more important key aspect is we've been talking here in Singapore about upskilling and reskilling and everything. So on that note, Stephanie, in terms of thinking about the newest for 2021, what skills itself will be paramount for someone like amongst the students population that we are seeing here, for them to be able to carve out something for themselves, given that we know that companies would, to some extent, hold back on employment?
Yeah, I think I think there's a few things that all of us, whether we're early in career or entering into the workforce, or we've been in the workforce for quite a while, is we really need to think about how we incorporate learning into everything that we do every day, and also well-being. I think that this was hit on a little bit, or touched upon a little bit earlier as well. So we historically thought about well-being, maybe physically, maybe emotionally, but we've got mental well-being, we have spiritual well-being, we have financial well-being. And so I think it's all 5 facets of well-being that, whether we lead an organization or we're a manager or we work in HR or we're an employee or part of a community, part of a household, really needing to incorporate skills into, not the awareness plus skills, into how we focus on the different dimensions of well-being throughout our days, throughout our weeks, and to start to put practices in place. And I think that that also is underpinned by learning. We have to learn every day new ways of working, new ways of interacting. Today was an example, first time running a hackathon online. Everybody who was involved learned something, and had to invest in the learning to pull an experience like this off, which was fascinating. So I really think that incorporating learning practices and well-being practices are skills that we all need to incorporate.
Thanks, Steph. Now let's move on to Sean. Sean, in terms of Under Armour itself, right? It seems that a lot of the challenge statements was also about learning and development for your staff itself across the region. So based on what Stephanie said, in terms of learning and development, what specific skill sets are you looking at?
Well, I guess the fortunate thing for us was pre-COVID, we were already trying to experiment with digital learning delivery because we manage APAC as a China. So obviously, due to the time zone difference, due to the language barrier, we had to deliver training content across different regions. So that led us to think of a more sustainable way on how do we want to create that effective training to bring to our teammates across different countries. So to that extent, it has become a more natural thing for us to adopt a digital way of training. Obviously, the challenge is without that physical connection and interaction, it's a little bit tough, because when you do classroom training, when you do face-to-face training, we have been so used to doing that, and it's easy to evaluate success. Whereas through a digital, and I say that for the same for corporate as well, because we have been so used to seeing one another in the office, conducting meetings face-to-face. Now that through Zoom meetings like that, sometimes we don't even know how to evaluate and measure the performance. Whether, does it mean that I have to be present at every meeting? Do I have to speak up, during every Zoom? And how do I even interrupt you, when you are speaking? So that kind of nuances has become very common in today's workplace, and I think that it is one of HR's key responsibilities to navigate and help companies to really tackle these challenges by setting up and establishing a new way of performance management. How do we really evaluate success? How do we really treat people fairly? Does it mean that you're not in the office, you're not working? Because sometimes people may just be working at home and still delivering, within the deadlines, right? So I think all these changes have led to a lot of thinking throughout the year, and I think 2021 will be really the year for us to quickly establish those adjustments and implement and execute all these changes.
Okay. Thanks, Sean. Thanks for that. Really appreciate it. So, King Fai, in terms of 2021, so I know that the FI space itself has been very crowded with digital transformation, and digital banking has been something that we've been discussing this since more than 5-7 years ago about digital banking itself. So in terms of mindset itself, how has the bank changed in terms of empowering and developing of its employees to embrace the new, especially what Stephanie was talking about, in 2021?
So I think even before COVID-19, I think all of us recognizes the challenge that all this automation, digitalization will also bring to the table. I mean, by end of this year, MAS is going to announce the award of the digital bank license. Actually, before COVID-19, for Maybank itself, we tied up with Nanyang Poly to launch what we call this Future Ready course on digitalization together with Nanyang Poly and IBF. So in a way, we do recognize the trends and we are trying to get our people ready so that they are there when all this thing comes about. So I think the strategy is not to prevent things from happening, but to really get ourselves ready, prepare for the digital challenges the digital bank will bring to us as well, and make sure our people are also there with us.
Thank you. Thanks for that. Yeah, I really like the last statement about it's not about preventing things from happening, but really embracing the change. Thanks for that. So on that note itself, I'd like to invite some questions amongst the participants and the students here itself. I also realized that some of the lecturers from the polys are also here. So if there's any questions itself, please feel free to ask the panels and the judges here. Any questions?
Students, don't be shy. This is your only time to speak to industry experts about getting into workplace next year. I know some of you would be.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Sure, Samuel.
Yeah, so I just want to ask, right? I mean, given this COVID-19 period, right? Do you think that it'll be better for us to go and work first before we go and get a degree?
Sean, K5, Stephanie, any views?
Okay, I can help answer that.
Yes.
First of all, I think the reality is that the market is going to be very tough. All right. And if you have the opportunity to, during this next 1 or 2 years, it's going to be very challenging. And you have the opportunity to upgrade yourself by going for a degree. My practical advice is go for that. All right. Before, and hopefully after that 2 or 3 years when you finish your degree, hopefully the market would have probably turned around. But in the foreseeable next 1 year, I think the market is going to be quite difficult.
So in a sense, like, would you say that how do we make ourselves more competitive in this particular situation? Like, is it more of work experience, or is it more of like education? Is it a mix of both, or is it like things that we've done before?
Okay, so recently, you know that the government has introduced a lot of these traineeship programs, right? So we have also brought in at least 70 places for traineeship for fresh graduates, as well as for mid-career, right? So on one hand, while we look at their qualification, that is not the one and only thing we look at. In fact, I think we are moving away from looking at just a paper qualification, but what the person can actually do. So maybe a basic degree, okay, is important. But I think what we're looking for are some of the attributes of candidates. Especially in this period, we have recruited quite a fair bit of fresh graduates as well. No working experience, right? So all of them in terms of qualification, all roughly the same. But what I like about some of these candidates is that during the last few months, while they may have graduated and looking for a job, many of them has demonstrated very strong survival instinct, all right? Some of them have looked for some things to do without just sitting back at home and just sending out resume and not doing anything else about it, or just waiting for things to happen. So many of them has been very proactive in going out to do something else, looking for jobs and other things. Some of them may have done Grab, some of them may have done cashiering and things like that. But I thought those kind of attitude was very good because you don't wait for things to happen. You don't just sit at home and then just send an application and wait for a thing. And we have selected some candidates precisely because we thought, hey, this person has a very strong mental mind, has a very strong adversity quotient, and he's not just sitting down waiting for things to happen. So to answer your question, it's not just work experience, it's not just qualification. We are looking for attitude, looking for certain attributes as well.
Thank you so much.
If I may add on, my personal opinion that's you really have to decide for yourself because it depends largely on your interest, your passion, which industry do you want to go to versus the kind of opportunities you can get in the market. If you can get a fantastic opportunity, let's say for example in the tech industry, do you want to give that up just because you want to pursue a degree? Or do you want to accumulate certain specialization skills in that sector before you can pursue that degree, or you can work and study at the same time? So I think these are things for you to really consider rather than just thinking just outrightly whether or do you want to pursue a degree at this juncture or versus should you get a job? So I think there are various scenarios for you to think through before you can make a good decision.
I see. Thank you so much.
Sorry, Sam, what I would add to what Kang Fai and Sean said is really thinking about the mindsets and the behaviors in addition to the education, degree, and experience, which is really around the ability to demonstrate problem solving, to be resourceful and innovative, to demonstrate tenacity and perseverance, the courage to take risks, responsible risks, but to demonstrate that continuous learning and that curiosity to grow and develop and have a positive impact and try new things.
Great, thanks. Now, I wish we had more time for discussion itself, but being mindful of the time, and it's been a long day for many of you here on this itself, right? So one last word, I would like to invite the panelists itself, Sean, Keng Fai, and Stephanie. One word or a phrase as a parting word, statement for our student participants and those in this virtual room. Maybe I'll start with Sean.
Well, first of all, this is my first time participating in SHRI HR, hackathon. I think this is an excellent platform. I mean, we have witnessed the very high quality of the presentations from the students. So I would really want to urge everyone here on this call to be proactive, to go out there and network. Do not be afraid to know more people, to hear more insights from people, because only that you can learn and grow and become a better version of yourself. What education brings to you, it's definitely very important, but I think you need that extra edge when you enter the corporate world. So that is really something that I have in mind, for the students here.
Thanks, Sean. Okay, Mike.
Okay, maybe just parting word of advice. I mean, from last year, we have learned a lot of things. I mean, just two words. One, I think, is adaptability, and I think the second word is agility. All right. So I think this will bring you further in your career once you start coming up to work. Like Sean mentioned, I mean, finishing your diploma or your degree is just the beginning, right? Just put you through the door. After that, is very much depending on you, what you can deliver, and then your networking as well, very important, right? Just now we talked about case study about consultants. So that's where all the networking comes into play, because they're not going to look for a job, you have to look for them. So those and all the best in your studies and of your future ahead. Thank you.
Stephanie.
Yeah, I would just add, so both sort of took mine. So I was going to say resilience. We haven't hit the finish line. We don't know what those markers and milestones are going to be. There isn't yet a playbook or a crystal ball. And so we all need to invest in building our own resilience. And I think that creating your networks, building upon your networks and drawing upon your networks are a great way to build resilience. And likewise, what we talked about earlier in the call a couple of times is really thinking about your own well-being and the multiple dimensions of well-being and what you need to do to not only look after yourself, but to look after the important people around you as well.
Great, thank you. Once again, thanks Sean, Keng Fai, Stephanie for your wisdom and insights itself. And over to you, Lynette.
Thank you. Thank you, Alvin and the panelists for a very practical sharing. I think I'm very sure that it would help the students. A lot of wise words were given. I personally also do agree with Keng Fai, Stephanie, and Sean a lot. Adaptability, agility, and resilience is what we really need to build on moving forward. So, okay, now is the moment that we have been waiting for and what we've been doing, going through for the entire process of the whole day. My team and I have been here since 7:30 a.m. this morning. It's been a really, really long day for us. So we are really, really very excited. Really very excited to share the results. Okay, so now I am going to invite our guest of honor and our executive director, Alvin Goh, to announce the winners for us. Alvin, are you excited?
I'm just looking at the results right now.
I hope the students are all with us.
Okay, if I'll start from the second runner-up. So please together, everyone
Drum roll.
in this virtual room, yes, drum roll. Nanyang Poly, people element. Congratulations.
Well, can't really hear everyone else's clap, so I have to represent everyone. Congratulations, our second runner-up, which is our third prize. Okay, people element from Nanyang Polytechnic. Are you here, people element? Can you hear me? Are you not excited that you have won? Okay, so I'm going to announce the prize. Congratulations, team. You have won your self-cash prize of $500. The next couple of slides are the team members' name. Okay, there's Jia Yi. Okay, in the team. There's Eugene Ang Ziyong. There is Yolita, Nicholas Yi, Claire Wong, Chua Junxiang. Congratulations to the team. So team, can I just ask a request for all of you to turn on your cameras so we can just take a photo of all of you. Let me see. Have you all turned on your cams? Okay, I can see you guys. Just give me 1 second. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, we got it.
All right. So, first runner up.
Sorry, Alvin. Hang on.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I just want to give the team a minute to just, share their feelings, how they feel. So, people element, would you like to say a couple of words? Hi. If you're in the same room, the other laptop has to turn off the volume. Then you'll be okay.
I would like to thank all the NYB teachers and the mentors that help us like along the way, and their continuous support really encourage the team and keep the morale up. At first we like faced some difficulties, but then I'm so glad that the whole team put through. Yay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And people element had Under Armour's case statement. So congratulations to Sean.
Right.
Okay, next, Alvin, please.
Second runner up. Again, from the Polytechnic, Nanyang Poly, Team BB.
This is first runner up.
First runner up.
Yeah, the second prize, right? We have Team BB from Nanyang Polytechnic. Congratulations. Are you here? You must be. Oh, so congratulations, you won a self-cash prize of $800. There's a lot of
Don't have a background.
Okay.
Video. The arrow.
Very excited. I know they're very excited.
Wait,
So Team BB had Hello.
Wait, I cannot hear. Hold on. Yeah, hello. Can everybody hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we can. We know you're very excited.
Can you all see us? Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We would like to thank our lecturers who have helped us along the way, because without them, we wouldn't have come to where we are today, like where we are now. And also, thank you for the organizers for organizing this event, giving us the opportunity and the platform to improve on our critical thinking and also our knowledge, and as well as the judges for being here with us today and giving us your feedbacks for us to think about it and then bring us for something that we can do in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, everyone. Thank you.
team. So likewise, I would like the team to have a photo together with our judges. And also, is Liza here? Liza, are you here? Because Team BB's case
Yes, I
statement was
am.
WRS's.
Yes,
Liza,
I am.
can I request for you to turn on your camera so we can capture
Sure.
a photo together with the team? Team BB, can you
Team
turn on your
BB,
cam?
very proud of you. Very
Okay.
proud of you. Your mentor, Cornelio, is also very proud of you.
Thank you, Miss Cornelio. Yeah, can you pass the message? Yeah.
Yes, I have been keeping her in touch with the
Okay,
presentation.
yeah. She gave us a lot of like opinion and feedback for us to like start from our branch. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so
Maybe
much.
your face very
Yeah,
big.
it's alright.
Okay, we're going to capture the photo now in
Thank you,
count
Miss
of
Pizza.
3,
Also,
okay?
yeah, your feedback helps for the final presentation. Thank you.
Okay, ready? 1,
Oh.
2, 3. Great, we got it. Thank you.
you.
Congratulations again. Okay, now really drum roll because it's the champion.
Right, before I announce the champion itself, I just want to say that for the judges itself and the panelists all here today, everyone here walks away as a winner. All right. I think the quality, the standard has really been raised tremendously, and I would really be, I'm actually it basically warms the heart. The cockles of my heart, when I put it, to know that the standard is so high, and this is the future of HR and the future of HR tech coming out for. So without further ado, the champion team, Fast Sources from Nanyang Poly. Congratulations to everybody.
Bravo, congratulations to Fast Sources from Nanyang Polytechnic. Are you here? So congratulations to Fast Sources. Are you here? So just want to congratulate the Nanyang Polytechnic team as well. It's really a clean sweep this year. I know I recall last year's hackathon, I think Nanyang Poly sent in 4 or 5 teams. So I remember the lecturers were a little bit disappointed at the end when they did not walk away with any prize. It seems they came back with the intention to sweep out all our prizes.
Exactly. Well, also congratulations to the lecturers from the various IHLs who have really helped the students put together everything. The mentors as well, who has also helped in developing the concepts and spearheading and mentoring them in this journey itself. So once and foremost, congratulations everybody. And also a heartwarming thank you to Sean, King Fa, and Stephanie, as well as all the other judges, Brian, who's here, Charmaine, Pamela from MOM, and so forth. And if I forget your names, my apologies. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, I will mention them. Don't worry, Alvin. Thank you. So Fast Sources, are you here? Do you want to say a word? I gotta unmute you. Yeah.
I think credits to the lecturers, my other teammates over here. They have been developing the app, having to spend 3 weeks to actually come up with a solution for quite difficult, I would say, case statement. And I think credits to them actually, and also the lecturers. To our WRS counterpart, yes, thank you very much for having us in WRS to do some interview. Yeah, I think that's all. And organizers, thank you for having this event for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Liza, are you here? Can I have you turn on your camera again and take a photo together with the team?
I'm very glad that SHRI gave us the opportunity. I gave the statements very last minute to SHRI. I'm very thankful for the 10 teams to have taken on our challenge statements. They were not easy, but they were present issues that we want to resolve. And we are very proud of every single team who had worked on our challenge statements, not just the winners or the runner-ups, but every single team. So congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. So are you all ready for a photo? Can we all look into the camera now? Someone ran away. Quickly, come back. Ready? 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, all of you who would like to be in a photo, you can turn on your cameras too. So thank you very, very much. Before I end the session, before you all leave, we really from SHRI and from our council, we really would like to thank all participants, all lecturers, all supporting partners, right? And our mentors who have worked really very hard to guide the student teams, the lecturers who have really worked so hard to make sure that the student teams work very hard on their projects, as in on their case statements. And of course, to our judges who have stayed through with us today, all the way from the morning to the afternoon segment. It has been a very long day, but really, as Alvin said, the standard is very high this year. It's, just having done my second hackathon, I was just sharing with one of the judges that I'm really looking forward to the third one already, because the students never fail to amaze me. I think they all come with their best. And every team, as Alvin clearly said, they all walk away as a winner today for the amount of effort that they all have put in. So, ladies and gentlemen, this really has bring us to the end of the SHRI First Virtual HR Hackathon 2020. So once again, final thank you to our ED, Alvin Goh, our partners, HR Tech SG, Under Armour, Volt International, Wildlife Reserve Singapore, supporting partners, Engage Rocket, Stories of Asia, our judges, student teams, lecturers, mentors, and to my own team who has worked very hard to put this event today and to be here on a Saturday with me. Thank you very much. And to each and every one who has helped us make this event a success. And last but not least, thank you to all audiences who have joined us today too. We look forward to your participation again next year. Hopefully we can see you face to face. So enjoy a pleasant evening and the rest of the weekend.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. 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 Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
So,
Bye. Thank you.
the teams are very excited. So for those who are still here, I just want to share that we will be sending post-event resources to all of you, the recordings, because I'm sure the students would want to look back at your presentation, and the lecturers too. Thank you all.
Lynette, are you going off soon?
No, I'm here. Would you like to speak to me?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Will you follow up for me? I would really like to invite the teams over.
Sure. Let me see. Would it be all of them?
I'm thinking of actually 4 teams, but okay. The team from SUSS, AYY, Team BB, Team Fast Sources, as well as the other SUSS team for onboarding.
Just give me a minute. SUSS team for onboard.
WTW.
Okay. Great.
So
sure.
I will arrange with you because a lot of my colleagues, many of them are going on leave. So we'll have to find a good day that we can arrange this. If we can get the teams together on the same day, it'll be the best because it's easier organizing it that way. If not, we'll have to figure something out. Maybe the first half of December before the students go on their break. Are they going on break? Are they having exams soon?
Actually, it depends because uni and poly can be quite different, but I think we should be able to arrange that. Perhaps we can have a chat on Monday to see what kind of timeline you're looking like.
I'm on leave on Monday.
Okay,
I'm
no
taking a break.
problem. Yeah, it's okay. You should.
I hope you can take a break.
Probably towards the year end, but it's okay. Let me, is there any particular date that you have in mind now already?
I was thinking of doing like a year-end gathering for the HR team. And I thought during the gathering, we could invite the student teams over, either virtual or in person. And Lynette, let me know what the two teams NYP are getting, the winner and the first runner-up.
Yeah, actually, I would like to speak to you separately on that, because besides prize money, we were hoping to give them internship opportunities with the case owner that they have worked with.
Yeah,
So
you're
I
so
don't know
tired.
how.
Let's wrap this up before I go